I'm Alan Marshall. I direct the ion cyclotron resonance facility at the National High Magnetic Field Lab. Basically, what we have here are little cyclotrons. They're a couple inches around. You're used to hearing about ones that are 12 miles around. Those are used to accelerate particles to very high energy. That's not what we do. We're chemists and biologists, and we want to find out what molecules are in mixtures when there's not enough of them to study by NMR or other methods. We usually work in very tiny amounts, the millionth of a gram. What we do is basically weigh the molecules, and it turns out that every chemically different molecule has a different mass. Just like if you weighed everybody in the world accurately enough, you could tell them apart. We can tell different molecules apart. And not only that, we can tell what atoms are in them. So we can tell how many carbons, hydrogens, oxygen, and so on. And we can resolve a few million things at once. You can think of the magnet like a prism. If you shine light through a prism, it spreads out colors. The magnet spreads out the masses. And so we can look at very complicated mixtures, anywhere from blood to urine, cerebrospinal fluid to petroleum. And petroleum is actually the most complex mixture there is. There are about 60,000 total different kinds of molecules in there. In petroleum, the evil molecules tend to have sulfur and nitrogen and oxygen, and we can spot those.
Besides petroleum, what else is ICR good for?
We can look for biomarkers. You'd like to know in a disease, for example, Alzheimer's, certain kidney diseases, early on before you have bad symptoms or it's irreversible, you'd like to know whether the disease is there when you can still do something about it. Another application is to look for drug targets. So to design a drug, you need to know where the drug will attach to prevent whatever it's supposed to stop working. And so we've used that to determine how the protein coat holds the AIDS virus inside, and therefore now people can have a target to break those connections, and then that should release the virus and kill it.
What's all that stuff around the magnet?
Yeah, one thing you'll notice is these magnets lie sideways. Pretty much all the other ones in the magnet lab are vertical. We like it the other way because then we can slide heavy apparatus in and out. These instruments aren't just the magnet. There are a lot of other things in there. You have to put individual molecules into the gas phase, take away all the liquid and solid. We have to generate the signal and detect it. That's all with electronics. We have vacuum pumps to get rid of all the air. We have computers to control everything and then analyze the data afterward. These instruments are the best in the world, not only because of the magnet, but because of all those other parts that we've spent 20 years trying to improve. The reason people come to us is as much for the expertise of our staff as it is for the quality of the instruments. And we have world experts on every aspect of this experiment, and so that's another strength of the facility.